Buckle up, strap in, World Supercross is here. Hey everybody, Walty Wanders, welcome to the channel. If you're new, I want to thank you for coming. If you're returning, I want to thank you for your continued support. Before we get into today's red hot topic, I'm going to politely ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Please watch to the end for my final thought. Hit the bell icon so you're notified when new videos are released. It's very important to stay close to the channel in these crazy moto times. And friends, crazy moto times indeed. Welcome to World Supercross, another race series that wants to come in and challenge mainstream motocross. Why? Because mainstream motocross is watered down, manufactured political cross now, and somebody needs to come in and try to change it up. Unfortunately, it's like David and Goliath with World Supercross trying to take on American Supercross. But I am so excited. For one, I just want to see some extra racing. I absolutely am so excited to see some extra racing. The realities are, though, friends, Tomac and Roczen are the two biggest names that are going to be out there. But Tomac has clearly got the edge with his race equipment there, while everybody else is on production-based equipment. Sure, it's going to be some of the finest equipment. And bikes these days, believe me, these bikes that a lot of these guys are riding are more than capable of getting in there and finding the podium. The thing is, I will say this, with Tomac, he's not going to risk it all for this event. This is a money grab event for most of these guys. It should be fun. They're trying to bring in entertainment value back to the sport more than just heavy competition. This is going to be hyped up, opening ceremonies, intermissions, a lot of stuff to hype it up. We've brought this. I personally think this is really fun because this is basically an audition for many riders. Dean Wilson now with Firepower Honda making that move. Whether he's going to go for the Supercross. This is all nobody wants to race outdoors. Outdoors is brutal. That's a young man sport. At the tail end of your career, these guys, Kevin Windham was one of the first people that I remember in modern era time to go Supercross only. McGrath might have done it. I don't know. I can't remember. But that is the reality. Most of these guys want to do Supercross only. Set up my flights, give me my money, talk to my agent. I'll be there. Make sure my equipment is what you promised. And that's the other thing we've talked about. Performance incentive contracts. They're all these contracts they have performance clauses. They're performance incentives to keep riders from going for the money grab, getting to the track, and not performing. Now, as an agent, if you're representing a rider, let's say Cole Seeley, who's going to be there, I believe on a and on that note, I think the 250 class might be more exciting than the 450 class because I think it's going to be a more even playing field. And the 250 class always has young whiskey throttle over the bars, willing to risk it all riding, where a lot of the 450 guys are trying to stay healthy just to get to Anaheim 1. Cole Seeley coming off the couch. This is basically, could be an audition for him to get a ride, maybe with the MCR Moto Concepts, like Freezy drop down to the 250s. And I'm sure they're talking to him like, dude, come race the 250s. When I was with Triple X, I remember we got Larry Ward, ex-factory rider, premier class. Factory rider, Larry Ward. Come race the 250S for 250F for Triple X. And I remember it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one of those years. Big Bird bags the bud. He won Red Bud on our 250F Yamaha that we were racing at Triple X. That was kind of paving the way for a lot of riders to step back down to the 250 class and still have, a contract, a career, make some money. Especially if, that's why I love this event, because I think the 250 class is going to have a much more level playing field. That's why we see riders, even in American Supercross, drop back down to the 250 class. Because if you can build decent equipment, you can still go out there and get some good finishes. Now, Star and Pro Circuit, they've completely dominated. Those bikes are so fast. There's no way you can compete with that, except there's one way that you can compete with those heavy hitter factory bikes: talent. If you're willing to twist the throttle just a little longer, a little harder, like we saw Vince Freeze do it in Supercross last year, running up front, smoked a bunch of factory guys. You should never be smoked if you're a factory guy. That's why we're seeing a lot of these factory guys folded up. If you're on a star bike or pro circuit bike and if you're not sniffing or on the podium, you're gone. You are gonzo, my friends. Your deal is over. And we're seeing that happen. This is your chance. This is going to be awesome. And I know, on side note, we're seeing now reports that Colt Nichols will be riding Kenny Roczen's factory Honda. He's going to be the backup quarterback to Sexton. No money. I wouldn't be surprised if he's got a no money contract. Here you go, bro. Here's your chance. We're going to let you race this bike. I'm sure everything's handled for him. Mechanics, travel, price and performance incentives. But my guess, to get that deal, he probably took a very low guaranteed money, all performance-based incentives for him in that contract. The chance to get on factory Honda, the premier class, surround yourself with the Lawrences and Sexton, you almost have to pay for that. Another Triple X story. I remember Triple X, there was a guy named Clark Stiles. I was a privateer. I found this guy with top finishes. We called him, he was from Alabama, called him the Alabama Slammer. He was like a Weston Pike at the time. No money for him. I said, hey, here's what you got. We got this rad bike. We're semi-truck team now, Triple X. You're going to get a lot of exposure. This is your audition time. And if you do great, and there's performance incentives, but no contract money involved. The next, he came out, made a name for himself, just like I promised him. You're going to get exposure. He did. He had some top finishes, got himself mentioned on television coverage. The next year, he was able to get a contract for some money, I think, with like Subway Honda back in the day, who our good friend Jason Thomas rode for back then. I think they ended up teammates. So that's the realities of what we're looking at today, friends. And final thoughts. I come to you as an ex-industry guy. Somebody's cut through the chatter talking about the things other channels won't because they're afraid to hurt the wrong feelings. I don't care about the other guy's feelings. This is the time to give it to you guys and give it to you straight, because it's not only what you want, it's what, in fact, you deserve. I believe World Supercross is going to be a fun event. I'm not pinning hopes on them for completely taking over American Supercross and being the new Premier Series, but I'm not ruling it out. We're going to continue to monitor this one as it plays out. It should provide some super fun racing. I anticipate the 250 class could be way more entertaining than the 450 class, but I do want to say this. I don't think Tomac's going into that race to risk it all. There's no reason for him to risk it all. It's almost like a expedition race for him, right? There's no big, the money's already been paid out. This is a chance to see if we have room in the racing world for another series, and we're going to find out. I don't think Tomac's going to risk it all, but I think we're going to see a lot of good stories. Wilson, Grant, Seeley, a lot of people, Reed, there's a lot of people in this race that it's going to be a lot of fun to watch to see what they can still do, have fun with it. I can't wait. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments below. If you appreciate the content, I do want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Social media link is in the description of this video if you'd like to follow me. If you enjoyed this video, another video is coming into your screen at this time. I think you would. There's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Don't go over the bars today. I'll see you on the next video.